Hey guys, welcome back to another cleaning video. Today I have tons of motivation for you guys. I'm doing some unpacking and some normal cleaning, but I'm also doing some deep cleaning. We had went away on a small weekend getaway, so I had let that stuff sit for far too long and needed to unpack and just kind of reset my home and get it back in working order. But I also needed to deep clean a lot of areas in my home, and I had been looking at like my dryer vents for far too long, thinking that they were caked in about 5 inches of dust. Not really, I'm being dramatic, but I needed to clean them. So I'm taking you guys along on that journey with me. We're going to be deep cleaning some stuff. I brought some stuff outside. I'm also going to be doing a little bit of decorating. I swapped out some curtains in my house and I absolutely love how it turned out. So definitely stay tuned for that as well. And once I was all done shampooing my carpets, I also needed to deep clean my carpet shampooer. So I'm showing you how I did that. And I learned a thing or two about my gas stove in this video. Definitely stay tuned for the behind the scenes. But I'm sharing tons of tips and tricks in today's video with you guys on how I clean several areas of my home. It's super satisfying and motivating. I'm also trying out a hack that you guys told me to try, so definitely stay tuned for that as well. And let's go ahead and get started with today's video. Speaking of hacks that you guys told me, so last week's video, I was talking about the dangers of having your windows open because it's kind of open window season, right? It's fall, there's crisp, cool air. And I don't know about you, but for me, if the weather's nice, I've got at least one window in my home open, especially when I'm cleaning. So I was talking about, the dangers of having your windows open and whatnot. And a bunch of you guys reminded me, duh, you can open them from the top. Now, I will say that the reason why I never thought of that is because this is the only home we've ever lived in that I know of that had or that has windows that open from the top. Our older home, not our older home, but our old home, our past home, did not. The windows did not come down from the top, or at least I don't think they did. And I lived there for 8 years. So I guess that's probably why I never thought of it, but all of the windows in this house do. So thank you very much for reminding me of that. And that is what I've been doing this entire week since you guys reminded me of that. And so I'm kind of reminding you, if you do have windows, or maybe you don't even know if your windows do it, check, because mine actually do slide down from the top. So that way I don't have to worry about an animal or a child falling out the window, but I can have my windows open to get that crisp, fresh air in. So my husband and I got to go away for a little weekend getaway. We had a ton of fun. It was my first night away from Hanky, but I had a great time and I felt completely prepared for it, but mostly because I was 100% confident with the person that I left him with. So I was not worried at all. The kids had an absolutely amazing time. I'm not sure they even wanted me to come back, but that's definitely a good feeling. Oh, I wanted to show you here. I always love to show a before of the vacuum canister and then an after just to show you how much it picks up. It's always so crazy. And I love this vacuum. You guys ask me about it all the time. I will try and remember to link it for you, but it is a very affordable vacuum and it's geared towards pet owners, but I don't think you need to have pets to own it. But I love the fact that the cord goes up inside of it and then you just literally push a button and the cord goes up inside of it. So it's super convenient. It's really easy to use and I love how easy it is to empty out the canister and it works amazing. It also has some tools that you can pull off to do like your upholstery or your stairs. And I think the reason why it is geared towards pet owners is because one of the tools you can take off actually is kind of made to, I guess, pick up like dog and cat hair off of furniture and stairs. So that's how much I got out, which isn't a whole lot, but I do vacuum a lot, so I wouldn't expect much more. But sometimes when I do like the living room rug and it's been a minute, I get so much out of there, it's scary. Oh, and for the carpet shampooer, I'm using this OxyClean carpet shampoo. It is so good. I will link it as well. It's a must-have. It smells amazing.
I can tell that you're tough. Just the sight of you when I'm at my weakest point makes a world of difference. Oh, you make me strong. Pretty little thing, you're a diamond in the rough, shining from within.
Also love this carpet shampooer. It is by Hoover, and it is the one that well, first of all, it's super easy to use, and that's why I love it. But it also has this feature where you can do dry only. And so I feel like my carpets dry so much faster with this one versus ones I've used in the past, because once I'm done doing the shampooing, I can go back over them for a second time on the dry only, and it really takes them no time at all to dry. But anyways, back to what I was saying. The kids were probably not entirely ready for me to come home, but they were excited. And I remember we had this funny, scary sign on the garage door when we got home. It was like from that movie. I think the movie is called Saw, if you know what I'm talking about, where he like kidnaps these people and then makes them do crazy things. It was like his face, and then she was like, "Mom and Dad, you have 20 pumpkins hidden all over the house. You must go on a hunt and find them all." And she was so excited for us to go find them. So as soon as I got home, I had to go around the house and find, I think there was 21 maybe pumpkins, and each of the pumpkins, they had made a joke on it. So on the front was the joke, and then on the back was the answer to the joke. It was really funny. They also made all kinds of Halloween treats. They made like Rice Krispie treats that had eyeballs in them, and they made like chocolate dipped pretzels, and they made a monster mash. So the sitter who I had babysit them is not just a sitter, she's a family friend and basically family, but she's amazing, and my kids absolutely adore her, and they just had so much fun. So it was a really, really good weekend. So while I'm cleaning up the bathroom, I will tell you a little bit about our weekend. We got to go shooting with a few, I guess you could say, famous people. And it's kind of funny because I didn't know who one of them, well, actually, I didn't know who any of them were until somebody told me. But one of the people that we went shooting with was the lead singer of the band Stained. And when I was a teenager, I was obsessed with them, and I had the album, and I probably listened to it 100 times, and I still love their music. But I went shooting with him. He was actually really nice, and his girlfriend was with him as well. And then we had Michael Ray, which I had no idea who he was, and I kind of feel bad because he's an up and coming country music artist, and he has some really good songs, so definitely look him up. And he's an absolute sweetheart in real life, in case you were wondering. Very sweet. And I did get a picture with everybody, but it hasn't, because we had a professional photographer, I haven't gotten it yet. So when I do get that picture, I will share it with you guys, especially on Instagram. It may not make it here to YouTube, but definitely follow me on Instagram, because that's where I share mostly everything that's not cleaning related. But then the other person that we got to shoot with was Chuck Wicks. And again, I didn't really know who he was. I had to Google him, but I guess his wife is married, or no, his wife is not married. His wife is Jason Aldean's sister. And I guess he was on Dancing with the Stars, and he dated Juliana Huff, and he owns a theater in Nashville, and I actually have his phone number, and anytime we want to go to one of his shows, he told me to just let him know, and he will get us and some friends tickets. So that is really cool. I definitely want to go to one of his shows at their new theater that they just opened up. But anyhow, it was a really fun day, and it was a great experience overall. They were really nice. We got to eat together and hang out the whole day, and of course it was kid free, so that was probably the best part for me. So a second ago on the screen, I was showing you the back of that Clorox product, and I was talking about our weekend getaway. So I kind of missed what I wanted to say about that. So I'll just say it really quickly here. If you didn't know, a lot of the times, well, actually pretty much all of the time, on the back of your products that claim to disinfect, there's actually a time limit for that. So in order to sanitize, I think it's 30 seconds, but in order to actually disinfect a surface, it's 10 minutes, if you didn't know that. So a lot of times when you have these disinfecting products, if you're not allowing them to sit for long enough, they're not actually disinfecting. So what I'm doing here is spraying the toilet down, and I let that sit. And this is what I normally do. You don't always catch that in my videos because I can edit out time. So it may go from me spraying the toilet to me cleaning the toilet. But most of the time, if I have time, I spray the toilet down and then I clean the rest of the bathroom and then I come back because I want to allow it to do its job and disinfect. So if you didn't know that, now you do. And I don't recommend that Clorox product solely because it burns my nose hairs out of my nose. It is good, it cleans great, whatever. I love Clorox products, but that one will burn your nose hairs right up out your nose.
Some obsess about
The reason why I am not using my Tide in bleach is because I'm actually out of bleach. So I know if you've been with me for a while, or you maybe have recently just stumbled across my videos, and the last probably, I don't know, 10, maybe more videos, I've used my Tide in bleach, but I ran out of bleach, so I had to improvise.
'cause we are meant to be.
Oh, and while I'm cleaning the toilet here with my toilet wands, I have had several of you tell me that you have tried the toilet wands, or maybe you've been a fan of them for a while, and recently they've been falling apart on you. This has not happened to me yet, thankfully, but I do subscribe and save on Amazon for my toilet wand refills. I find that that's just the easiest way for me, plus you save a little bit of money that way. And I needed to go on and order some more. And when I was looking for them, I realized that they have some now that they say are the upgraded ones. So I just thought I would throw that out there for you if you like to use the toilet ones like I do. Apparently, Amazon sells the upgraded version. So I don't know, maybe that's the one that's falling apart. I don't know for sure. And stay tuned because I will let you know when they come in. I don't think that my first shipment comes until the beginning of November, but when it does, I will test them out and I will let you know if I think that they're any better, or maybe they're the ones that are falling apart, because honestly, I haven't had any fall apart. So again, because I was out of bleach, I didn't get to mop with my hot water Tide in bleach. So I broke out a steam mop, and this is an older one of mine, and you might be wondering why I'm not using this Shark Steam and Scrub, and that is because my mop pads were dirty. So on this day, I was just improvising all over the place. But this is one of my older ones. It's the Bissell Pro Heat, I think, maybe I'm saying that wrong, but it is a Bissell one. And this one used to be my favorite. I thought it was so good. But then when I just got the Shark Steam and Scrub, I have been using that one for what, probably a year now, and I haven't used this one. So when I broke this one back out, I was like, nah, not as good. Now, I don't want to knock it completely because it's still a great steam mop, but I definitely prefer this Shark one, the Steam and Scrub that's got the two spinning ones. It's much, much less effort. So if you have a bad back, it basically drives itself, and because they're rotating so fast, it's scrubbing, so you don't really have to scrub. So if there's like a sticky spot or something on the floor, it basically just scrubs it off for you. I found that this one was a lot harder to push. All right, so now I am downstairs in the living room and I needed to deep clean some areas in here. I first need to pick up all of the toys. I keep saying this in so many videos, but I seriously have every intention, and I definitely am going to do this before Christmas. So, coming soon, I'm going to go through his toys, and I plan to put them in different plastic boxes and bring out a different one every week or every few days, just kind of depending on that week. Because sometimes we're home more than we're not, and maybe he's playing more with them every day. So, I may switch it out more in that case, but sometimes we're going. So maybe one bin could last more than a week, but I have every intention on doing that. I think it's going to be so much better than him just having access to all of his toys at the same time. I feel like he gets bored with them that way. So that's the plan. Plus, I need to go through and get rid of a lot of them because a lot of the toys that we still have are ones from when he was like an infant, and he's just definitely not interested at all in them anymore. So that will be happening soon. I also have to go through in the basement playroom and get rid of a bunch of toys and prepare for Christmas because we have way too many toys and my kids don't play with any of them. My world is spinning round, round, round. All right, so before we get started though, because this is a fall cleaning video, I had to get some fall vibes going. So I'm gonna change out my Scentsy. This is one of their cotton, I don't remember what they call them, but this picks up the wax. I love these. You can just use cotton balls, those work great too, but these are actually really good because I can use one to get the wax out of all of my warmers. I'd say it probably does like 4 warmers. So it's definitely not going to waste. So when I change out warmers, I just go around to each of them with that one. But I'm going to go ahead and put in Sugar Cookie, which is one of my favorite Scentsies. It smells very warm and vanilla-y. I'm not huge on baked scents, but I love this one. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take all of the pillows off. I did recently wash all of my pillows and blankets. Otherwise, I would be doing that in today's video. But if you are deep cleaning along with me and you want to do the things I'm doing, I would go ahead and wash them if you can. Blankets should definitely be washable, but pillows if you can. And I'm going to be using some warm water and pure Castile soap. You can get it on Amazon. I'm sure you can get on Grove Collaborative. I got mine at Target. They actually have a few different scents, and the one I have I think is almond. It smells amazing. I think they even have like a baby powder one, a lavender one. I'm not even sure, but I'm just using the almond one. It smells like kind of like Method Wood for Good smells. If you know what that smells like, that's what I would compare it to. It smells so delicious. And this is what I use to clean my real leather couches. So this would definitely work on vinyl couches as well. But I just vacuum up any dog hair if need be, but I didn't need to on this day. And I just do a quick wipe down. It picks up all of the dirt, stickiness, food, anything like that that's stuck on them. It leaves them super shiny and it conditions the leather. It's super quick and easy, and I've been doing it this way for years.
When it's cold, and don't they miss the leaves they left behind? Could it be to make the ground shine like gold until winter comes?
Okay, anytime that I shampoo a carpet or a rug, I like to go over it with a big heavy duty vacuum first. I just feel like it gets cleaner that way, because if you don't, the carpet shampooer is so powerful that it will pull up all of that hair in your carpet, and it kind of gets like in a matted mess and it causes issues. So if you vacuum first, it helps that to not happen. So I do recommend vacuuming first. So I'm going to run my vacuum over the rug real quick, and I am going to show you what I got out of it as well. And I vacuum in here so often, but it's just like a magnet for dog hair.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away and show us where we are? It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. Ooh, I wonder. Ooh, I just wonder.
So like I said earlier, I will have the vacuum and the carpet shampooer linked for you in the description box if you are looking for a new one. I do highly recommend these two. I've been using them both for over a year now, and I've had 0 issues, and I love them so much.
Ooh, it makes me wonder.
I'm always disgusted by how the water comes out from these things. It's just insane to me that, you think your house is clean. And I know for a fact that if I were to go over the rug again another 5 times, it would probably still come out that dirty if we're being honest with ourselves. But hey, it's still satisfying. It's better than not doing it, I suppose. But carpet just attracts everything. The dirt on your feet, the dirt from if you do wear shoes in your house, which we don't, but we have pets and, we eat in our living room, we live in our house. So things get dirty, but I have to have an area rug because it's cozy and comfortable. And I have a baby and he plays on the floor. And I just feel like it's aesthetically pleasing, all of the things. And I also love carpet in the bedroom. So I need carpet in my house. So it just is what it is. All right, so I have been thinking about switching out these curtains for a little bit because although I love each of them in the rooms that they were in, I just felt like they would be better suited to be swapped out. So I have these shears in the living room, and I thought they would just look so much better in the dining room, and that the ones in the dining room would look so much better in the living room. And in case you're wondering, I got both of them on Walmart.com. However, I'm not sure that they were actually sold by Walmart. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of times on Walmart's website, some of the things on there aren't actually from Walmart. They're from other companies that I guess sell through Walmart. It was actually storming on this day. I don't know if it'll come off on camera and you'll see any of the lightning, but it was pouring rain, thundering, and lightning. And Kinsley was scared, so she was staying near me with her cat. It was really nice. I wish I could have had it come over onto the camera for you guys to experience it because it was like, talk about fall, cozy, clean with me. Oh, it was amazing. I love it when it storms outside, when it's cool. It just makes your house feel so much cozier. And it was just the best. It also has not rained here in Tennessee, or at least not in my area, for over a month. It is insane. So it was just like amazing to not only get rain, but for it to be a nice little thunder shower. I feel like because this room is so much larger than the dining room, it has taller ceilings and everything, that these curtains work better in here because they warm up the space a bit. As far as like the shears, they looked okay. They let in some light, but I feel like they just are better in the dining room with it being a smaller room and not having as high ceilings. And they definitely look so much better in there. I can't wait for you guys to see the overview of both rooms when I have the curtains up. I did have a fall scene up on the TV. If you didn't know this on YouTube, you can actually go on and pretty much just search any type of wallpaper that you want. And there are channels that have them. You could do like a fireplace scene with sound, so it does like the crackling and stuff. You can do winter scenes, you can do thunderstorms, you can do all sorts of fall scenes. So I just went on there and searched for one. I found one that looked really cozy and I put that up on the TV. So if you want to do that, it's super fun, especially when you're cleaning the house. I just feel like it helps to set the whole vibe for your house. So definitely try it out. Let me know if you do, if you've never done that before, because it's just so much fun. I do it for mostly fall and winter. I guess I really don't do it a lot in the summer because I don't know. Do we need to set a vibe in the house for summer? I don't know. That's true. Like I feel like fall and winter are so cozy and you get cozy vibes and warm vibes and you want to light candles and it's like this whole thing. But summer, what do we do for summer? We just crank the AC up, right? Okay, it's the next day, and I needed to wash these grapes because Kensley was wanting some. So I'm just showing you the process. I'm using my little strainer that I got on Amazon. You can get them in different colors. I believe it comes in white and gray as well. I mostly use this strainer as a drying rack, which it works great for that. I had a lady making fun of me one time in the comments because of it, and joke's on her, girl, because it works, and it's actually marketed on Amazon to be used as a strainer as well if you want it to be like a drying rack. But technically, I guess the first and foremost purpose of it would be for like rinsing fruit and vegetables and whatnot. But I use it all the time. So it has a double purpose, and you can make fun of me if you want. I do not care. And it's really cute. So it is what it is. But today I'm actually using it for its, I guess, intended purpose, and that is rinsing grapes. I do have that little grape slicer that you briefly saw there for Hanky to cut up his grapes, but to be honest with you, he's not a fan. I cannot get him to eat fruits. He'll sometimes eat apples, he will eat bananas, he will smash up blueberries, but pretty much grapes, let's see, strawberries, all of that, he is like, nope, no thank you. All right, so this is the exhaust fan from our bathroom. It's gross, and I saw it up there. Well, I've actually been seeing it up there for a long time and wanting to get it down and wash it. And my husband was home, so I was like, "Can you please get this down?" I did try to get it down myself, and I couldn't figure it out. So he got it down for me, and I'm just rinsing it with hot water, and then I let it dry really good. Honestly, I would like to get an updated one. This is probably original to the house, but I mean, nobody sees it, so who really cares? But definitely stay tuned for the behind the scenes to hear the conversation that was had when I was cleaning it. You won't want to miss that.
Choose. That's the thing.
All right, so this is what my carpet shampooer looks like after I've used it. It's so gross. And normally I just clean, like I rinse off the plastic parts that I can. And sometimes you can, I mean, you can take the brushes out of this, but I didn't do it because I didn't really need to the way that I cleaned it. So I'm going to show you how I did it. It worked out great, and I highly recommend it. And then I brought my trash can out here because, as you can see, it's gross, and my air return vents, or my husband and I were having not really an argument, but like we were having a debate over if they're air return vents or air intake vents. And honestly, if you Google it, it goes both ways. So whatever you want to say it is, it is. But I just brought them outside, and I did spray a little dish soap on them. You can or cannot, it doesn't matter. But I just sprayed them, and I felt like the dish soap would help to kind of soften up that caked on dust that has been sitting on them for far too long. And it did, because it came right off.
You, as long as you still want me to. All the things we've been through, everything that's been you.
This was probably one of our last warmer days that we will have here. I think the high this week is in like the 50s, and tonight it's getting down to 29 degrees, which is crazy. It is so cold outside. It feels like winter, and I am not mad about it. I am not complaining. I think it's super cozy, and I'm really excited to get in a hot bath tonight because I love to soak in a bath. I don't bathe in the bath, I bathe in the shower, but I love to soak in a hot bath. It is one of my favorite things to do, and definitely what I do for self-care. In the summer, I don't do it every single night because I'm usually pretty hot, and the sound of a hot bath isn't very enticing. But in the wintertime, I don't do cold. I swear my blood runs cold, and not in the way that you might think, but just like I am always cold. And so I love a hot bath, and I crave it. Like I will wake up in the morning and look forward to my hot bath that night. So I am looking forward to a hot bath tonight. And what I will do in it, I will lay in it for hours sometimes. When I was pregnant with Hank, I, no joke, laid in the hour in an hour in the bath for 5 hours sometimes. It was because I had pregnancy insomnia and I couldn't sleep, and I would literally just lay in the bath for 5 hours, and I would just keep adding hot water, and I'm not even being dramatic. I really would. And what I would do is watch like TikToks or YouTube videos or research things. I don't know what I did honestly to entertain myself that long, but that's normally what I do. That's my me time when I will scroll like Facebook or Instagram, or I will watch some YouTube videos, or sometimes I'll get like on TikTok or something like that. So cleaning the carpet shampooer this way worked out really good, but what I was thinking, if you do not have, like say maybe you live in an apartment where it's really cold where you live and you can't clean it outside with a hose, I am going to, the next time I do this, put this in my shower, and I do have the shower hose that comes down, and you can like, I love them because I use them to like bathe the dogs and wash the kids' hair and whatnot, but they're also great for cleaning the shower. So I'm actually going to set it in my shower and just use my shower hose next time. The only thing with that is you don't want to let the hair and stuff go down your drain. So you're going to want to put something to catch that. And then at the end of it, just grab it all up and throw it away. So beware of that because it will definitely clog your drain, but that's how I plan to do it next time, and I think that's going to work great for me throughout the winter time.
May you always find your way to higher ground. May you always keep your head held up high.
All right, so I have had this trash can for probably, let's see, I got it in my beginning days of YouTube, and I think Kinsley was 3, and she's about to be 8. So I've had it for 5 years. It's by Simple Human. It's a great trash can. I have no complaints. But I will say, I will warn you, I've always cleaned my trash can, deep cleaned it outside like this. I've always done that for years and years and years. And this time, something went wrong, and I don't know what it was. So I just want to put a disclaimer out there. Do not use the high pressure setting when doing your trash can, because in the behind the scenes, you will see why. And that's all I'm going to say. So definitely stay tuned for the behind the scenes.
You will always keep my heart.
All right, so now we're back inside, and I completely forgot that I had my pants pulled up for the hose situation outside. And so I went a little bit with my pants pulled up, looking like a complete dork.
So strong.
I have that little trash can up on my counter because I'm going to be doing a little hack with my O-Cedar mop that you guys told me about. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'll let you know how it went and what my thoughts were on it. But before I do my deep cleaning in here, I needed to get the sink cleared out and get some things ready. But I really needed to deep clean our gas range stove. So I'm going to show you the quickest and easiest way to clean off these grates if you have them, because food gets cooked on there and stuck on there, and it's gross. They look really bad, but they're really easy to clean.
Always keep my heart and soul strong.
So thankfully I have a really large sink. If you do not have a large sink that these will fit into, you can always do this in the bathtub. I'm just going to fill it up with super hot water. I am going to put a little Dawn dish soap in there. I have Dawn in this Mrs. Meyer's bottle. And then you're going to add in a few dishwasher pods because this has stuff in it that helps to break down grease. So I'm throwing a couple of those in with super, super hot water. I did add in some boiling water from my kettle, and I'm just going to let those soak while I clean the rest of the kitchen. All right, so now to clean my range, I'm going to take off all of these little black pieces. I did not realize that the other pieces could come off as well, but when I discovered it, I was super excited. That's also in the behind the scenes because they were really dirty and I wanted to clean around them, but I wasn't sure. This is my first time ever owning a gas stove. To be honest, I don't love it. I don't understand the hype. People say, "Oh, gas, you're going to love it." I don't love it at all. My husband does, but he doesn't really cook that much. I mean, he makes eggs and on the weekends, so he loves it. I don't think the heat's consistent. I guess that's just an unpopular opinion. Let me know if you have a gas range and don't like it, because I feel like everyone just raves about them and it is not for me. And cleaning it is so much harder. I much prefer a glass cooktop. So I'm using my barkeeper's friend to try and get this cooked on food around these little spots, and I'm using my scrub mommy. This worked pretty good. I did try a couple different things to see what worked better, and I got most of it off, but not all of it. So if I were to do this again, see, I just discovered that they came off. I was so excited. But if I were to do this again, I think that oven cleaner would probably get them completely off. But that stuff is serious. Like, it will burn you. Talk about burning your nose hairs. You have to be careful with that. I don't even own any oven cleaner. So, but if I really was that worried about it, that's probably what I would spray on to see if I could get it off. I've also heard really good things about the pink stuff, so I may try that as well. But I'm fine with how they turned out. To be honest with you, when you see the end result, my stove looks brand new. So I really can't complain. But underneath the little things that I took up, there is still some cooked on food that I could not get off with this method. I did try to go in with a toothbrush just to get in the more small areas. That worked really good. I keep a toothbrush for cleaning things like this. So this is just one of my cleaning toothbrushes. And then I also got the idea, I had forgot that I have the, I believe it's the Rubbermaid, where it's like the battery operated little brush for cleaning. And I also broke that out. I did not feel like it did anything, to be honest with you. And I had high hopes for this thing. I thought, oh, this is the answer. And it wasn't. I mean, it just really didn't do any better than the toothbrush. And the toothbrush is much cheaper. So I don't know. If you have it, you could try it if you wanted, but I wouldn't run out and buy one. All right, so when I was done scrubbing, I just took some paper towels to kind of get up all of that barkeeper's friend. I really don't love cleaning the stovetop with like a scrubbing type cleaner like barkeeper's friend because it's so hard to wash it off. So I had to go over it with the paper towels to get like the majority of it off, and then I took a wet rag and tried to wash it off, and it's just kind of a mess, and it's like a whole 10-step process, but it was worth it because it made my stove so shiny and it looks so good. And it's still like, it's been what, almost a week later, and it still looks brand new. So it's definitely worth it, but it's definitely a process. But then I went ahead in with the last step that I took in the 10-step process was my method all-purpose cleaner, and that was just basically to shine it up. All right, so now that these have soaked for a good at least 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead in and scrub them. I have this little scrubby brush. I think this one's from Grove Collaborative, but any really like hard type scrubby brush would work good for you. This is what you're going to need to get all that cooked on stuff off, but it pretty much comes right off with this method, so you don't have to scrub too hard. Every day something new. If I spend it with you. So coming up here in a minute, I did clean the sink and my husband was in there. I'm going to tell you a funny story about that in a minute, but he was in the kitchen anyways. So I put him to work and he did a little filming for me. So you guys are going to have to definitely leave a thumbs up, if for nothing else, for his filming skills. My world is spinning round, round, around. All right, so while I was filming this, Hanky was napping, and I believe Kinsley was playing or in her room. I'm not sure, because I know Kinsley was sick over the weekend, so I think she was in her room. She pretty much slept all weekend. It was crazy for her because she's normally climbing the walls. And then Madeline was home because she's involved in this story. Madeline was in the basement in her room. Well, anyhow, my husband needed to go run an errand really quick, and he came in to get his keys and stuff, and he could not find his wallet anywhere. And this is not new. Like, this happens all of the time. The man would lose his head if it was not connected to his shoulders. He is constantly losing stuff. In fact, after this whole scenario that happened, I'm pretty sure I'm going to put an air tag in his wallet because this just happens far too often and he panics and it's this whole thing. So anyways, he's looking all over the house for his wallet. He can't find it. I'm telling him just to calm down and retrace his steps. He's definitely not calming down. He's freaking out. I'm thinking, well, maybe did you leave it at the gas station? No, I didn't leave it at the gas station. I remember bringing it home. I remember setting it on the counter. And Madeline's like, well, I remember you had it in your hand when you were looking for your phone. So he had lost his phone too, but he had found his phone and then he lost his wallet. So I'm like, well, where did you find your phone? Maybe you sat it down when you found your phone. No, I already looked there. We looked everywhere 3 times, could not find it. We were outside, we were inside, we were everywhere. I was looking in places that it could not possibly be, but just checking. Well, it was kind of at the point where I was this close to calling the gas station and just saying, hey, did somebody leave a wallet? And by any chance, did somebody bring it in? And I decided, I was like, no, okay, stop. I've told him to retrace his steps. He's not doing it because he's frantic. I'm going to stop and I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to retrace his steps. So the first thing that I did was I took a deep breath and I went, okay, I'm a man. What did I do when I came home? I went to the bathroom, right? Because they always go to the bathroom and they always take their phone in there and they're in there for an hour. I walk in the bathroom, lo and behold, there's his wallet right where he put it on the shelf above the toilet. So I found it and I was the hero of the day. You can already tell just from this scene right here where I'm putting everything back together how shiny the stove is. It's just incredible, and it definitely came off on camera. You can see, because sometimes on camera you can't tell how dirty something is or even how clean it is. And in this clip, you can definitely tell it is so shiny.
And you know it too.
I have this wall in the kitchen of the kids' artwork and colorings, and I love it so much. It may seem tacky to someone else, but I actually have really been loving having their stuff up there. Even though Hank goes by and rips it off sometimes and then Kinsley starts screaming, it's kind of a whole deal. But I really like having it there, so I was thinking I might try to find something more permanent to put there where we can hang up their stuff, because I just love looking at it. It makes me happy. I'm using my Caldrea cleaning, I guess it's like their multi-purpose cleaner. And this is definitely a splurge. This is like a treat yourself type cleaner, but I highly recommend it if you can. I think you can get them on Amazon now. I think they used to only be available on Grove Collaborative, but they're more of a high-end cleaning product. They have fabric sprays, which I love. They have the cleaning spray. They have some like concentrate as well. But this is just their countertop spray, and it's in the Tangelo Palm Frond, and it smells so good, and it lingers. So I don't use it a whole lot because it is kind of expensive, but I do break it out every now and then to treat myself, and it's amazing. So I'll try to remember and link that for you guys as well. And then I'm just using Indust like I normally do on my stainless steel. Apparently they have a new stainless steel cleaner. As soon as I find it, I will be buying it, because I mean, if I love their regular Indust on stainless steel, I can't imagine that I wouldn't love their actual stainless steel cleaner.
Warned about me. You've heard that all I do is obsess about you. But if only you could see that we are meant to be. never did I give in. Just 'cause the thought of being vulnerable made me feel less than I am. I have never felt home till you entered my door. And from that moment I knew that a home is whatever you choose. That's the thing about you. The best thing I did, and I want you to know, was letting you in. From that moment I knew that you were all I...
Okay, so in I think last week's video, you guys had told me that, of course, and if you don't know, O-Cedar has a mop now where you can separate the dirty water from the clean water, but I guess Do It on a Dime had shared a video with this hack so you can get like a trash can or a bucket, and I already had this one. It wasn't probably the best size, but hey, it worked. And you put the clean water in that, and I'm just doing some Tide and hot water. And you put the clean water in that, and then when you wring out the dirty water, it goes into the actual mop bucket, and then you're only mopping with clean water. You're not re-dipping into the dirty water.
I know that I will be with you as long as you...
So aside from the fact that my little trash can that I just already had on hand, I didn't want to spend any money because I wanted to test it out. Besides from the fact that it was pretty small, I would say overall, this is a great hack. The only thing that I had a problem with, and I've heard people say about the other mop as well, like the actual one that O-Cedar makes that separates them, is that you kind of have to go back and refill it a lot more often because the bucket isn't as big because it's kind of sharing that space. So that's my only complaint, is that you do have to go back and fill it up a lot. And because I have such a large space downstairs to mop, it can kind of be a pain in the butt, but it's also worth it because I'm not mopping the floor with dirty water. So I think if you want to save the money and you already have this mop, you should definitely try this hack because I do think it's a great hack.
It took just one kiss, 'cause here in your arms I can find...
Okay, guys, you have made it almost an entire hour on one of my videos, cleaning with me. So if you've made it this far, thank you very, very much for watching my videos. Stay tuned because behind the scenes are coming. You don't want to miss those. And I will see you guys next week. No, it won't. Give me your plate and I'll go ahead and put them on your plate. Or your bowl. How many you want? You tell me when. Oh, whoa. You tell me when.
Okay.
You want me to cut them at all, or you want to eat them like this?
I want to eat them like that.
Oh my gosh, you want a lot of grapes. I want one of those air vents that plays Bluetooth music and like does cool lights. Can we get one of those? I guess that's a no.
Say that again?
Said I want to get one of those Bluetooth speakers that you put in the bathroom that's the exhaust fan and it does lights and Bluetooth music.
What are you talking about?
I'm serious. Oh my god, no. Oh, it does come off. Okay, I need you to hold it about right there and hold it as steady as you can, so you probably have to use both hands. We're getting the sink, not me. Don't move it a whole lot, just kind of, if I go out of frame, it's all right. Keep it right here on this. Come up a little closer, right there, right there.
Brightness needs to go down. Feel satisfying when that'll go in my intro clip. What these did I do wrong with this one? I got this all wrong. This one is like in good shape. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, it's okay, it's alright. I'm gonna grow some brain someday. Shiny like brand new. Oh, they are not blocked. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's sick. Oh, that's sick. Oh, Lord, help me. Oh, that's disgusting.